Rise and shine, across the travels. That's where we're at. We're in San Benito, Texas. This is called the Resaca City. It's got many resacas. They're like ponds. I believe that most of them are natural, but some are home man-made ponds to restore water when it floods. We're visiting some of the historical sites here in San Benito. Like here, this building here is next to Freddy Fender's house where he grew up. This is San Benedict's Church, the original San Benedict's Church. Like I said, there's the house to the left, and there's this building. Don't know what it's being used for. It's now, at one time, that was the site of a church. I believe this is now part of Freddy Fender's this house or property here. This is Freddy Fender's house. It's where he grew up, and I can recall. I remember meeting Freddy Fender back in the early '80s. I came to talk to him because he was promoting diabetes awareness. He's a real promoter of taking care of people and making sure that they knew about preventing diabetes, and he was very advocate about doing that. I don't know if people knew. Yeah, he was very sick. He was a diabetic himself, and so he decided to take the course and go out and promote and bring awareness, because diabetes is very well known here in the Rio Grande Valley. That a lot of people are subject to have be diabetic. Yes, I got to talk to him a little bit about his music, and he was a very charming man. And I'll never forget that. I was so fortunate to have met with him and talked to him. And he's one of the things I can remember of covering here in my days back with Channel 5 here in the Rio Grande Valley. I like San Benito. I always liked this city. It's always bustling. Not much of a city for news. I can't even recall any stories that I can go back and remember and I reported on. I'm sure there was some, but for a while it was even considered a little speed trap, but not much. Not really a very controversial city. It's right south of Harlingen, but they do have their own Walmart, and they have their own HEB and McDonald's or Dairy Queen. They say a city is not a city here in Texas if it doesn't have a Dairy Queen or HEB. So yeah, they have both of them. Beautiful. You can see the sun reflecting. This is toward the afternoon. This is going back to almost, I believe, around December, just before Christmas. You'll see some of the people here. They're getting ready to decorate the resacas. Remember, there used to be a race here. You can see. Look how big this resaca is. They used to have a kayaking race where they had two people and they get both on one next to each other, and they would kayak the resacas. Real exciting. Music, food. Oh, it was good, and they give out prizes for whoever place came in first. There was all kind of ages. If I ever find some of the video of those races, I will post it. I mean, back walking the park, and a lot of people always exercising. It's a nice little brief walk. It's not too long, not too short, and a lot to see, as you can see. Plenty of wildlife. I hear stories that there's alligators here in this Resaca, but I've never seen one. I have looked for them, but I've never seen an alligator. So, but people tell me there is alligators. Yes, like I told you, here they are, people getting ready. They were decorating the Resaca for Christmas. Yes, very, very nice. I do recall that's the one story about a man being attacked by an alligator here, but we don't know if that's true or if it's just tall tales here. There was a missing elderly man that was found in the Resaca, and there was rumors that he was attacked by an alligator, but those never proved that was really what happened. That's it. And they do have a Freddy Fender, big old picture of him at the water tower. If you drive on the expressway, you can see the Freddy Fender water tower. Plenty of dogs here in this time of year. They flock here for the winter, and as you can see, what a beautiful sight. Trying to scare them off a little bit so you can see them flying around. And see, very nice. It's a nice place to come and walk and see all, like I said, all the wildlife and that. As it is, just enjoying the views here in the city of San Benito. And there's quite a few other events here always going on in San Benito. They have the Cameron County Livestock Show here in San Benito, which one of these days I'll come over and I'll get some video and do a story on the Cameron County Livestock Show. Like I said, I can't even recall. They're doing too many cities here. It's kind of a quiet city, and yes, that's a good thing. You can just hear, come and enjoy the sights and sounds of San Benito, and the stories that I can remember with working with the news is just flooding. I remember covering a lot of floods. I guess that's why they have so many resacas. They were just to prevent it from many of the neighborhoods to get flooded. So I'll show you some of the buildings. This is a historical building here. It's the water treatment plant. This is the water treatment plant building. See? It's right next to the Resaca. You believe me, the Resacas are whole, like their water sheds to filter the water to the public. Yeah, and like I said, there's really not that. I don't remember any violent stories or tragic stories that ever happened here. Just a good community with farms not too far away. Where they hold some of the grain. This is the bakery. There's a very popular bakery here in San Benito, and see that unique building there. Kind of weird looking building, but kind of unique in itself. I'm going to show you a little closer to it right here. We're inside the bakery. As you see, the pan dulce. Oh, it's delicious. I love the little cupcakes there. Those are my favorite. And the cookies, and what can I say? You all know that I love bakeries, and this is one of the best ones here in the Rio Grande Valley. People come from all over the other towns just to come and sample their bread. You can see it's not too pricey. Yeah, you know, I took some home with me that day, so yeah, I like pan dulce a lot. Maybe that's a bad habit.
Buenas. Estoy viendo.
Like you were saying, you know,
Okay.
Freddy Fender would always trying to promote just us from stop eating too many sweets and that. So don't know if that's had anything to do with being diabetic and that, but sure it doesn't help. But you know, to control your diabetes, just do exercise and take your medication and make sure you just don't eat too much sweet. You know,
Son y piña.
that's enough. You can have once in a while, but not too often. That's what Freddy Fender would say. Just to take the medication. Like I said, good things to live by. And make sure you go see a doctor so you know you can prevent getting sick. It's a pretty little store here. Somebody is already walking in and already scratching his head, doesn't know what to choose from. Cute little store. If you ever come to the Rio Grande Valley, don't forget to visit San Benito and visit this bakery here. It's a good place to come and have a quick little snack. Here we are outside. I guess they used to be popular back in the day, but now it's kind of isolated and not too many businesses. See that's a business turned into a church. Here we are, like I say, business bakery. You can have tamales, pan dulce, all kind of goodies. But you can buy yourself a lottery ticket, and I don't know if anybody's ever won the big prize here, but it's always the first time. Just walking the streets here of San Benito, Texas. I'm gonna take you to that little kind of weird looking little building here. I want you to get a better look at it. I believe they made a museum out of it. Yeah, museum. There it is. Looks like a boat or something. I think that's what they were trying to make it look like. It's a boat. You can see the resemblance to it. Very unique. That's why it's still up, and now they converted it into a museum. Yes. The mayor of San Benito, he was a very nice person. And the former mayor, I don't know if he's still the mayor around. He always very colorful, very active with the community, always holding events. Like you said, they had that kayaking event. They had special prom days for the kids, and it was just he was very active and always doing things for the community. I have a friend too here that he's really into this conjunto music, and he loves to promote conjunto music. And this is here they're promoting Freddy Fender. As you can see, there he is, Freddy Fender, and some other other conjunto artists that grew up here in the Rio Grande Valley. I don't know if a lot of people might know what that little dog there listening to that Vitrola, that record player there. That's the RCA Victor mark, trademark. That's remember as a kid, all RCA Victor had a little dog listening to the record player, and that was their trademark. That was you were buying RCA Victor products. It was very popular back when I was a young man. That's if you had an RCA TV, that was a great TV. Check this out. An alligator had inside this vehicle. Wow. So to get a quick shot of this, can't believe somebody has an alligator head inside this vehicle. Or maybe a crocodile. And we are back at Bowie Street, checking out give you a quick little walk again here on Bowie Street. Like I said, not too many visitors are around, but always nice to see these old buildings are hanging in there. Maybe someday they'll get renovated. It's a church right across from the Pan Dulce place. When people go to church, they can come here and have to go to church first, and then you go eat Pan Dulce. You must not go to church. Even though they do have a lot of churches I know going to, right after the services, they give out some free food. A lot of times there is Pan Dulce, so who knows, maybe they have the bakery right next door, so they can just go there and buy some Pan Dulce. Here are some of the buildings, like I said, they need to be renovated and cleaned up, and this place will be really back in shape. They do have a lot of activities here. They do have, like I said, a big Conjunto Fest once a year. It's somewhere here near this neighborhood. There's Art Day and Conjunto Day, and they do have a little street fair, like a flea market once a month. So there's always something to do in San Benito. So here they sell always a lot of places here in the Rio Grande Valley. They have barbacoa, menudo, mostly just on Saturday or Sunday. I tell you, this is a nice place to come and visit, and let's renovate and let's get San Benito back in its city, just south of Harlingen. And I know that people will enjoy visiting the Resaca city, just to enjoy the beauty of the Resacas and the natural habitat for the birds and the ducks, and they all come here and fly south for the winter and make this their home. So another look at that old building here, the real thin building. Why would they make the building this thin? I have no idea. I believe it does look like a boat, but very kind of unique building, and I'm glad that they're using it as a museum. I think it's being used as a museum for conjunto music. That's what it's being used for. So building is a historical building. As you see, they have a historical marker for it, and very unique, one of its kind museum for the Conjunto Hall of Fame, I believe. What they use to hold it. One of these days I'll bring you back and we'll go check out the inside of this unique boat looking building. So till next time, hope you enjoyed the little walk, and we'll be coming back and tell me what other cities you'd like me to go. I'll leave you off with this train going by. There's quite a few trains always passing here in San Benito. The hub goes right through here, through Harlingen, down to Mexico, to Brownsville. And that's where they bring some of the shipment back from Mexico. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll really appreciate it. So like, and subscribe and comment. Please. Till next time. See you soon.